What's up? That one guy from 87, and today I'm going to be replacing the rear liftgate actuator on this 2011 Ford Escape. Alright, so the problems we're having with it is it doesn't work. So to fix it, I bought a brand new bottom actuator or locking mechanism for the bottom of the liftgate. So from what I read online is that water and moisture usually get through this weather stripping here and seep down through the panel into the bottom lock or the actuator, and then that's also why the top one usually does not go out, because it's so much higher above. So you may want to think about replacing your weather stripping also, which I'm not going to, but that's definitely something to keep in mind. Alright, so to get to the lock actuator or the locking mechanism in the bottom, we're gonna pop the top glass. Alright, so we're gonna start with the top. Should be able to go in right here at the top latch, push it back, and then two of the pop ends will come out, and then you'll be able to see the pop ends on the side. Alright, so on the passenger side you'll have a pop in right there, and then pop in right there about an inch or so from the edge of the tailgate or liftgate, and then you'll have the same on the driver's side. So when you're looking at it from top, you'll have your latch, then you'll have your first pop in, and then your second pop in on the passenger side, and you come over to the driver's side, first pop in, second pop in, and then if you look down there you can see the middle pop ins, which it looks like this one already came out. Also the same on the passenger side. Alright, so I'm not seeing any more pop ins for the middle part, so I guess there's only two, and both of them are located about 8 inches from the top hatch in the middle. So I'm gonna go ahead, lift the gate, and see what we got going on the bottom. Alright, so to get the hatch open, you're gonna stick your hand down the middle, all the way down to the bottom actuator. You feel for the lock, which you'll be going straight up. Put your finger underneath it and push it out towards the driver's side, which will also be the up position, and lift the gate. Alright, so now that we got the gate lifted, you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4 screws, and then also there will be 3 screws holding the actuator on, or the locking mechanism. And then when you were lifting the gate, this is the part you were feeling for down here. Alright, so I'm going to take a small screwdriver, start taking the screws out. Alright, and then when you get to these last 2 screws, you're going to want to kind of hold up the back panel, because it's going to try to fall on you. And then it should come straight off. Alright, so here's your back panel. Just to go over one more time. On the bottom, you got 1, 2 pop ins. In the middle, you got 2 pop ins. And then on the top, you'll have 4 pop ins, 2 on each side. Alright, so when you get up here to the top, you should have 2 electrical plug-ins. And have one right here. Push it in right here, and then if you have a little bit of issue with it, I stuck my finger on this side, I was able to push it out the rest of the way. Alright, and then get to the second one, stick your fingers in there, which it'll be right here. You can just follow the cable, press down on a little tab, which this one's not wanting to come out, so I'm gonna go ahead and just take the actuator out, and then I'll disconnect it. Alright, so to get the screws out of the locking mechanism, I'm going to use a T27 star bit or torque bit. And then you take your screws out. Which they should be pretty tight, because I do believe they are torqued in there. And then when taking this last one out, after you get it loose, make sure you hold on to the actuator, because it's just going to fall out as soon as that screw comes out. Alright, so we'll pull the actuator out and then disconnect this last electrical piece that was giving me an issue. And there we have it. Alright, so here's the old actuator. Here's the new one. I did find this one, or I found one like this one on Amazon for about $80 something, but it was going to take a while for it to come in. So I ended up just going to AutoZone and getting this one. And around here, it ran me about 120 bucks. So it was about $30 more than the one on Amazon, but I was able to get it faster. And now we'll just go ahead and install our new one. Alright, so when installing the new one, I'm going to go ahead and plug in the electrical for the bottom piece, which the clip will go into the notch. Wow, which this one is a really tight fit. So you're gonna have to kind of push it in there really good. Alright, so it's in there. So now we'll just stick it back in there. And then stick it back in there. You're gonna want to go up and then go down like so. And then it should just fall into place. And then keep your hand on it until you get the screw in there to hold it in. Alright, so to hand screw in the screws, I did find it was a whole lot easier to hold the tailgate down, about 6 to 7 inches. That way I can line up the holes a whole lot more easier and see what I was doing. And then also, from what I read, you do want to start by hand screwing them in there, so that way you don't strip them out. Alright, and then after that, you just want to kind of hold it firm and start screwing them in. And then I'm going to get them nice and snug. It is important to remember that these are supposed to be torqued. So you can refer back to an owner's manual or some type of like Haynes manual or something to figure that out. But at the moment I don't have a torque socket, so I'm just going to get them nice and snug. So now that we got it screwed back into place and we already have our first electrical put in, we'll just put in our last piece of electrical, which it should just slide in there and snap. Which this one's also kind of tight, but definitely not near as tight as the one on the bottom. Alright, feels like we got it in there pretty good, and now we'll test it out. Alright, so to test it out, you can use a screwdriver, or I'm just going to use my finger. You push it up into the lock position, and then come up top, hit your button, and it should open. And it looks like it's working. So to get the panel back on, we're going to lower the lift gate. Open it just a little bit. Line it up over your top actuator, and then push in your top 4 prongs. And then after you put the top 4 in, lift the lift gate. You can start from the middle, push your 2 prongs in, remembering that this one has an extra little stud coming out on the side, or on the bottom, and then push your bottom 2 in. And then all you have left is to replace the 4 screws. And that should be it. So on that one I got from 87, I just changed out the rear lift gate actuator on the bottom for this 2011 Ford Escape. And I hope this video helps you out. Thanks for watching.